Stress is an important or unavoidable part of our life. I started to learn that spending time in loneliness, alone, and taking a walk into a garden like this gives some relief. A much better relief. And further down, I also realized that contemplating on the problems could be another good way to getting relief. Taking some time out to think and understand what went wrong or what is the right way to handle a certain issue. I started coming into this garden, and one day I thought that spending some time with the trees around, looking at them, and feeling the way a tree does, just be silent, stand still, and just be there is another good way to feel the peace inside oneself. And slowly I started making some friends with some of the trees. And I found this one to be a very good friend of mine. Could be a good friend of mine. A massive tree who stands very high into the sky with wide spread branches. And I started to share my thoughts to this guy, a grand old man who must have seen at least hundreds of years, at least 100 years, much more wiser than me. And I started to lean on him and started to share my stressors. I feel more relief just by looking at him. You can imagine even some face of a grand old man sitting here. One day when I started to share my thoughts, our own brain can give answers to our stressful thoughts and troubles I could hear those answers as if being spoken by this wise tree. And I looked around and saw this grand old man's face here. This is the head, this is the forehead, and this is the nose. This is the head, this forehead, the nose, the beard of a old man down the neck, and here the head with a Buddha-like hairdo, and then the back of his head. So I befriended this tree, and many times I do come back and talk to this grand old man and get some relief, get some answers to my stressful questions in my head. For every question there is an answer. For every stress there is a relief. For every disease there is a treatment. Only thing is we should be prepared to accept the solution, to accept the answer, to accept the treatment. Most of the time we are not scared of the question or a problem or a disease. The question or a problem or a disease is a stress, but imagining or thinking about the possible solutions could also be stressful. As I talk, I do think about my own patients, some of them suffering from incurable cancer. That some of the cancers have treatment, but for some of the cancers the treatment is death, or the final solution is death. As I say this, I may sound very cruel, but I'm getting trained in spiritual care. My attention and focus is on the spirit and not on this body. I won't be able to say this to any of my patients. It will be so cruel. But as I think for myself, for my own problems, the problems that I face, maybe I'm not worried about the problem as such, but I'm even worried and scared and dislike even the possible solutions that I myself think I myself believe could be the solution of my own problem. So all our problems have solutions, and for some of the problems of our life, a solution could be, the final solution would be death. But we are not only worried, or we are not only interested in the final solution, we also are interested in facing the issue, facing the problem. So facing the problems teaches us how to understand the meaning and purpose of the problem, meaning and purpose of suffering in life. That itself is a very big training for the spirit that we are. So this is my thought, and I would start my journey from this video. Thank you. Bye bye.